All right, Ken Doherty, we're in front of a very famous sign here, the World Champions list. You were pointing out the fact that your name is now a little bit lower than you would have liked it to be.
Yeah, I mean, a few years ago it was sort of up here somewhere. Now we're in a new decade, so it's been pushed out. It'll be a few more. It'll be pushed over this side. But anyway, look at all those illustrious names on this wonderful champions board, and it's great to be one of them. I feel very lucky, very privileged. And just to achieve the heights that I dreamt of as a young boy when I saw Alex Higgins win it in '82, that was a big inspiration. And then, of course, Dennis Taylor win it in '85. For kids in those eras of the '80s, they were huge moments, and to come and emulate what they've achieved is very flattering.
We've had walks through this corridor before when I was making the podcast or the documentary on yourself, and like just if you look at the corridor and you often see on the television Ronnie O'Sullivan will take a little walk down there before he comes out, and in this door then is where the players go into the arena. Like, what's going through your mind as a player, especially before a final or something, when you're standing here?
Well, you get the call and the dressing rooms are just to the right of us here, and back in the day they used to have the pop black music and the music that everybody would it'd be synonymous with snooker and related to snooker, and they'd have about 3 or 4 tunes, and they used to get the old tummy going like straight away. And then you get the knock on the door, the 3 knocks on the door, says, right, you got 2 minutes, and then the players will come into this area, and some don't like to be in front of the camera, like O'Sullivan or some of the others, and they'll walk down here. O'Sullivan has a habit of when he comes in here, he'll walk straight down there. He wants to congregate here just for the camera on him. So he'll go into the tournament director's office or into the media office here on the left, or he might just congregate down the back where the others have to stand here in front of the cameras, and then Rob Walker is doing his thing. But yeah, it's probably the most nerve-wracking because you can't wait just to get out. Your practice is done, you're feeling ready, but it's just the nerves and the adrenaline all rushing through your body, and it's a beautiful feeling.
There's something about Ronnie O'Sullivan this year, Ken. Like, I mean, I guess we all wondered, was he going to be able to get that 8th world title this year and push on? He's been playing brilliant stuff, and Luca Brissell so far today 6-2 ahead. But even in the Vafai match as well, I was at it myself the other day, and you could see even when Vafai takes that mad break off in the second frame, it doesn't really perturb Ronnie. He looks very, very focused. He looks
very, very focused, very determined. And even when Vafai tried to roil him a little bit, it sort of had a back for it because Ronnie had a determination about it, and he sort of poked the bear too much, and the bear growled, and he woke up, and it was probably the wrong thing to do, but it just shows you how much O'Sullivan wants this. He says he doesn't care about snooker and all that. Of course he does. You saw how much he cared when he won his 7th last year, and he hugged Judd Trump and was probably in tears. This year he's gone for the 8th, and that would supersede, of course, Stephen Hendry, which he wanted to achieve when he started out, to achieve all the accolades that Stephen and go above them, and that's exactly what he can do here. So it will mean a lot to him, but he'll have it tough. He's 6-2 up now, but there's a lot of good players still left in his tournament, and hopefully Luca can sort of make a little sort of comeback and test him a little bit more. But at the same time, O'Sullivan's looking imperious.
Yeah, that side of the draw is interesting. It's not opening up for Ronnie. I don't want to be disrespectful to the other players like Anthony McGill and Seijao Ware, are there on merit. But if you look at the other side of the draw, it's fairly dogged. You've Selby and Higgins in an absolute dream quarterfinal. Higgins' performances in particular so far have just been unbelievable, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. 2 4-time champions going head to head, and 2 purists of the game. Great match players, great temperament. Great safety game, but above all, great scorers. So it's going to be a battle of wits. It's going to be like a real game of chess between those two. I'm commentating on it this afternoon, and it's going to be a real sort of battle of strategy. And how are they going to break down each other? How are they going to eke out their best opportunities? Because 2 of the best safety players and match players that have ever played the game.
From an Irish perspective, I guess now we're looking at Mark Allen and seeing what he can do. He's 4-all at the moment with Jack Jones, a player who hasn't been to this stage before but hasn't shown nerves just yet. Allen's been to the semi-final, the one table setup before, a long time ago, but still he's experienced it. Can he go all the way?
He definitely can. Yeah, he's having the season of his life. He's won 3 ranking tournaments coming in. He's number 1 on the 1-year list, so he's way ahead of everybody else. And he's coming in with a lot of confidence. He's a new look Mark Allen. He's lost over 5 stone, which will help him because this is a marathon of 17 days. of the mind as well as the body. So not carrying that much weight will certainly give himself a better chance of winning it this year. But once again, he's up against Jack Jones. They locked the 4-all, a tough match. A guy, a debutant, making his debut here and playing so well along the way. So he's embroiled in a tough match there. But if he does come through that, then he's got Selby or Higgins in the semi-final, and that would set up a real incredible a semi-final for him. But yeah, he has it all to do, but he has a great chance of doing it this year. His best ever, I think.
I'm not going to ask you your predictions because at this stage, when you see the list of players, it's just ridiculous. Any of these players could win it at this stage. I might just ask you before we finish, Ken, the Crucible itself as a venue, and there's the talk every year, will it always be here? Will it ever be moved? The arena only holds, 900 odd people. It could potentially sell a lot more tickets in a different venue, but explain to us maybe why this place is so special and these corridors are so special and why it shouldn't be moved.
Yeah, well, it's unique, because it's for snooker fans and the players. You're sitting right close to your opponent. You have the screen, you got the noise from the other table, the crowd are so close to you, and of course when you look about the history of the place and of the past tournaments, the champions, the magic moments that have been here over the years, you cannot buy that. You can't buy history, you can't buy nostalgia, and that's the reason I think it should never be moved from here. Yes, we may get bigger crowds, but would it have the same resonance? Would it have the same history? I don't think so. Please don't ever move it from the Crucible Theatre in Sheffield. It's the home of the World Championships, and it should never be moved.
No more orange powder, I'm sure that.
No more, yeah. You can keep the orange powder and keep the protesters outside, but certainly we don't want it moved from here. And the city of Sheffield as well, it just embraces the championship, and the people come from all over the world here. It's like the Mecca of snooker, and it's just a fantastic tournament.
Ken, great stuff as always. I'll zoom one more time into that 97. It'll always be there.
You get that in. You never get tired of talking about it.